Following a tit-for-tat tariff war between the US and Colombia, Bogota has agreed to Washington's terms in taking back the migrants arriving on US military aircraft. In a statement, the White House said that Colombia has agreed to accept all illegal Colombian nationals returning from the US. The White House added that it is pausing its plans to impose tariffs and sanctions on the South American nation. Earlier, the US President Donald Trump imposed 25% tariffs on Colombia after his counterpart Gustavo Petro refused to accept the Colombian immigrants. US President Donald Trump's plan to just clean out Gaza has caused quite a stir in West Asia and beyond. Trump has suggested that large numbers of Palestinians should leave Gaza, and Jordan and Egypt could take in the entire population, either temporarily or for a long term. Well, he said that he had already spoken to Jordan's King Abdullah and he's expecting to speak with Egypt's leader al-Sisi. Trump also went on to say that Gaza resembled a demolition site after the Israel-Hamas war, and that his move will allow people to live in peace for change. The proposal, however, is already drawing a wide condemnation from US allies in the region. Egypt has rejected the idea of forced displacements of Palestinians after US President Donald Trump suggested a plan to clean out the Gaza Strip and move its population to Egypt and Jordan. In a statement issued by Egypt's foreign ministry, Cairo expressed a continued support for the steadfastness of the Palestinian people on their land. Similar sentiments were echoed by the Arab League, which said that the forced displacement and eviction of people from their land can only be called ethnic cleansing. Earlier, Trump had said that after 15 months of war, Gaza had become a demolition site and he would like Egypt and Jordan to take people. Israel and Hamas have reached a solution over the recent dispute on hostage releases. Hamas will hand over Arbil Yehud, soldier Agam Berger, and an additional male hostage on Thursday. Hamas will also hand over 3 more hostages on Saturday. Israeli Prime Minister's office has also confirmed it has received a list from Hamas. In return, Israeli military will now allow displaced Gazans to return to northern Strip. The Israeli military has issued instructions to Gazan civilians planning to return through the Netzarim corridor as the crowd stretched hundreds of meters in 3 directions. And intense fighting in eastern part of Congo continues. Congolese foreign minister has called the incidents in the country as the darkest day in DR Congo's history. The rebels have now seized key towns and are closing in on the city of Goma. According to reports, the rebels and allied Rwandan forces entered the outskirts of Goma and the airport. Amid the fighting, Kenya's President William Ruto has urged the presidents of Rwanda and Congo to heed the call of peace. Ruto also said that the leaders of the East Africa Community, or the EAC bloc, have agreed to hold an extraordinary summit to address the current conflict in eastern Congo. Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko is on track to win a 7th term as per an exit poll by state television after Sunday's election. According to an exit poll released by state television, giving Lukashenko secured 87.6% votes as the 70-year-old strongman is poised to win a 7th-year term. The US and the European Union have both denounced the results, saying that the election was not free and fair. While exiled opposition leader Sviatlana Tikhanovskaya has called the election a farce. A statement issued by foreign ministers of the 8 Nordic Baltic nations praised the efforts of Sviatlana. Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni met Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. They have signed agreements worth $10 billion. This move is a part of a strengthened strategic partnership between the two countries, marking a major milestone in the bilateral ties. Both the leaders met at the UNESCO-listed World Heritage Archaeological Site of Al Ula, an oasis located in the kingdom's north, on Sunday. Here, both the leaders addressed ties between the two countries and opportunities to strengthen cooperation in various fields and regional and international developments of mutual interest. The White House said that a deal between Lebanon and Israel has been extended until 18th of February as Israel missed the Sunday deadline to withdraw troops from southern Lebanon. It has also said that the U.S. will negotiate with Israel and Lebanon for the return of Lebanese prisoners captured since the October 7, 2023 Hamas attack on Israel. Lebanese Prime Minister Najib Mikati said his government reaffirms its commitment to implementing the truce deal until 18th of February after consulting with the country's president and parliamentary leader. The European Commission's Berlaymont Mount building in Brussels was illuminated to remember the victims of the Nazi Holocaust ahead of the 80th anniversary of the liberation of the Auschwitz concentration camp. EU Chief Ursula von der Leyen said that she would never forget the 6 million Jews murdered in cold blood and all the victims of the Holocaust. She also said that it is our duty as Europeans to remember the unspeakable crimes and to honor the memories of the victims. In Poland, former inmates are expected to lay flowers at the Nazi death camp's wall of death at a ceremony attended by Polish President Duda. German President and Chancellor Olaf Scholz will also be attending. Bangladesh has said that the United States will not stop sending aid for the Rohingya people living in the country. Bangladesh's chief advisor's press secretary Shafiqul Alam said that US President Donald Trump, issuing an executive order after taking office, had temporarily suspended all US foreign aid programs for the next 90 days. However, it will continue to provide assistance for the Rohingyas who have taken refuge in Bangladesh. For this decision, Bangladesh's chief advisor Mohammad Yunus expressed his gratitude to Trump. The special representative of the chief advisor, Khalilur Rahman, visited the US embassy in Dhaka to express the gratitude. India has reported its first death due to the Ganbar syndrome after one person succumbed to the disease in Pune city in Maharashtra state. The city has witnessed an outbreak of the rare neurological disorder recently. The number of the suspected cases has spiked to 100, while 28 new patients have appeared in Pune in a single day. Around 19 of those with symptoms are below 9, while the 50 to 80 age group accounts for 23 cases. Officials have urged people not to panic, adding that the condition is treatable. The state government has rather set up a rapid response team to probe the sudden rise in this infection. The city of Rennes in the northern France has been hit by floods due to the heavy rains that occurred due to storm Herminia, marking it the worst inundation the city has experienced in 40 years. The flooding was worsened by overflowing rivers and canals as they struggled to contain the influx from the storm. The rising waters of the Ily and the Rance Canal led the city administration to issue an evacuation order on Saturday evening, and 4 streets had to open 3 gymnasiums to accommodate people who cannot return or stay at home. The area has about 100 homes, according to the mayor, and at least 26 people were sheltered in the gymnasiums. Thousands of dead fish were found on a beach in the region of Areca and Paranacota in northern Chile, prompting a cleanup operation due to health risks posed by the decomposing bodies. Video showed thousands of dead fish washing up along the shoreline. The Chilean National Service for Fisheries and Agriculture warned on social media platform X that residents should not touch or consume the fish. An investigation is underway to determine the cause of the fish deaths, with hypoxia suspected as a primary factor. The Institute for Fisheries Development is analyzing water samples to explore possible causes of the incident. US President Donald Trump said that he was in talks with multiple people over buying Tik Tok and would likely have a decision on the popular app's future in the next 30 days. According to reports, Trump's administration is working on a plan to save Tik Tok that involves tapping software company Oracle. Under the deal being negotiated by the White House, Tik Tok's China-based owner ByteDance would retain a stake in the company, but data collection and software updates would be overseen by Oracle. The reports, however, also added that the potential deal with Oracle at the moment seemed fluid and could change. The yen was the only group of 10 currency rising against the dollar on Monday. Investors sought it as a haven on concern that US President Donald Trump's orders to impose tariffs and sanctions on Colombia could speak wider trade tensions and economic risks. The yen had gained as much as 0.8% on Friday after the Bank of Japan hiked its policy rate to the highest level since 2008. While Trump's tariff threat against Colombia helped drive up the yen, Japan's financial exposure to the South American economy is quite limited. Japan had outstanding portfolio investment of just $575 million in Colombia at the end of 2023. The Colombian peso is absent from a list of the 63 most traded currencies by retail margin last month. Some strategists also say that the yen is still reacting to the BOJ's latest hike. Oil prices decline after US President Donald Trump ordered his administration to impose sanctions and tariffs against Colombia. This move highlights the growing fluctuations in the global commodities trade. Following a dispute over immigration, Trump said he would put an emergency 25% tariff on all Colombian goods coming into the U.S., which would be raised to 50% in a week. The administration has also threatened actions against other nations, including Canada and China. Crude remains higher this year after an earlier round of sanctions from the U.S. on Russian oil and energy. It lifted physical prices, spurring some refineries in Asia to look for other supplies. China's factory activity unexpectedly slowed ahead of China's Lunar New Year holiday. This signals the need for stronger fiscal stimulus even after a recent stimulus push. The official Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index fell to the lowest since August. Missing economists forecast for a modest expansion, while factory activity typically cools before the Chinese New Year period as production slows down. Economists said that the slowdown this month was more severe than usual. This adds to signs of weakness despite recent efforts to strengthen the world's second-largest economy.